Hey, how you guys doing today? As I'm sitting outside and it's just a beautiful day. The birds are chirping and it's days like this where you just go, wow, all you want to do is just stay outside and just soak it up because it's just so awesome. You know, days like this and moments like this, I start thinking about life. Start thinking about just how precious life is and just how important life is and just how important relationships are and our friendships and our family and just the people we meet on the street, just how important life is, just day-to-day life, just how precious it is, and just what an incredible gift life is that God has given us. The other day I came across a blog and it proposed a question, and the question is something that you and I, we don't like thinking about, we don't like talking about it, we especially don't like hearing it, but the question is this: you have 1 year to live. And I started thinking about that. If I went to the doctor and he said, Philip, I'm sorry, but you only have 1 year, 365 days, that's all you got. It's like, what would be different about me? And as I thought about that and just thinking about things that would be different in my life, and one of the things that I came across for me would be, there's a lot of things that during the day that irritate me, bug me, stress me, if you will, and just kind of put me in a bad mood sometimes. I'm thinking about that and I'm going, you know what? If I only have 1 year to live, those things don't even faze me. Those things don't even, they're nothing. And then I started thinking about it, well, if that would be nothing, then why am I allowing it to be something now? And that's what you and I do. There's so much stuff that's going on in our lives, so much stuff that's going around us, that if we only had 1 year to live, it wouldn't even faze us. But because we think we're going to live another 40, 50, 60, 100 years, whatever, it bothers us. It stresses us out. And what happens is those things actually take life from us. They take the joy. They take the fruits of the Spirit. They rob us of those things. So what if you and I started looking at life like I only have 365 left, and started living that way, and not letting these things get to us and rob us of the fruits of the Spirit? And then I started thinking, I know it's dangerous for me to think, I know, but I started thinking, what if I'm a church leader? What if I'm a pastor in a church? What if I ask myself that question as the leader of the church? What if I ask myself the question, this church only has 365 days left. Every year, thousands of churches closing their doors. So this is really a reality. What if my church only had 365 days left? What would we do different? How would things be different? What would I think? What would I say? All those things. And I think that is just a great question. I think that is a question that every church leader, they should get their staff together at the beginning of the year, and maybe even put up a 365-day, countdown and go, we only have 365 days left. What is this year going to look like? Now, I'm not saying don't ignore 5-year planning, 10-year planning, long-range planning. Don't ignore that. Those are good. But I think the best planning can be, we have 365 left. I think that's the best planning for my life personally and for our church's life. And that's what I want to encourage you, not to ignore, paying your bills and doing that stuff. No, don't do that. But to think about 365. How would it be different for you? How would your church be different? How would your relationships be different? How would your language change? How would your attitude change if you only had 365? I believe Jesus, when he told us that he died in order to give us life. Not a life to be miserable and, depressed and all that, but a life to live abundantly. And I believe that abundant life, it is the fruits of the Spirit. The good life is the fruits of the Spirit. Living that way with the fruits of the Spirit in your life. The love, the joy, the peace, the patience, the kindness, the goodness, the self-control. Having that in your life, every day part of your life, that is the good life. That is what 365 is all about. Living the good life. So I want to encourage you to do that. To live the good life. to ask yourself that question, to keep that question before you. When things come up and when things begin to stress you, ask yourself, if I only had 365, would this even bother me? I believe then, if we do that, we would be living the good life. So I want to encourage you to live the good life. I want to encourage you to keep that question in front of you and to live your life that way. I love you guys. I can't wait to see you again next week. I hope you get out today and enjoy this beautiful, beautiful day that God has given us. God bless.